Hello, YouTubers. I'm here, Patrick Anderson, the captain.
Steve Jordan, the chef.
We're here to educate and entertain you today. Chef's making tomato pie. We're going to do some summertime things, tomato pie, and I'm going to make a gin and IPA cocktail. It's called the Elvis. Cool and refreshing, just like Elvis. But first, we got to do our viewer mail section that I like to start off the episode with, where y'all can send your questions in and we answer them to the best of our ability. So today's question, all right, it is from DJ Psycho, and it is for the chef. That's you?
Oh, that's me.
It says, Dear Chef, I've noticed that you wear a lot of cool rock band t-shirts in your videos. Have you seen all these bands in concert, or are you just a poser? You know, I think that's a great question. It's inquiring minds want to know.
As far as Led Zeppelin goes, I'm a poser. Have not seen them and don't think it's going to happen. Most of the other bands I have seen.
All right, excellent.
Yeah.
I think that's a great question. Keep the questions coming. And you know, we do answer food and beverage questions as well, besides just our personal attire questions, but we will accept those too. So I did find some recipes called this Elvis cocktail. I'm not sure why it's called the Elvis cocktail, except it's cool and refreshing, just like Elvis music, okay? So what we're gonna use today is this Hendrick's Neptunia Gin, which is their seasonal limited release. It's flavored, it's regular gin flavors with citrus and seaside botanicals, which I have no idea what that means, but it is pretty good. Saint Germain, which I affectionately like to call bartender's ketchup. Some grapefruit juice, and some IPA. I'm gonna start off, a couple nice cubes.
Huh? Yeah.
About my recipe is gonna be 1.5 ounces of the Hendrick's Neptunia Gin. I think the florals and the citrus are going to play well together. Mm-hmm. I'm making them two at a time right now, so Chef and I can both have one when it's time to eat.
Time to drink.
1/2 ounce of Saint Germain bartender's ketchup, because you can put it on anything, it'll make it taste good. We're going to do 2 ounces of some fresh grapefruit juice. Oh yeah, this is looking good. And then from our friends at Hoptown Brewing on the other side of Mooresville, this is their low top hazy pale ale. The tasting notes say it's nectarines, grapefruit, and cool vibes. So I like those ingredients. And then just top it off with about that much, probably about 2 ounces. And you know, you can play around with these cocktails if you wanna serve them chilled and up in a martini glass or a cocktail glass or on small rocks. You do what you like. These are just guidelines. Do what you like, make it taste good. I'm gonna give it a stir, because if I didn't do this, all you would taste is probably the IPA on top. Then I'm gonna take my grapefruit, and this is where you can have fun with it too. Nice swatch of grapefruit with my tourné knife, which means what, Chef?
Turn. It means
to turn in French. So, you know, we learn a little bit of everything.
Oh, look at all those oils splurting all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Looks
I'm gonna express it a little bit right here first. I've got one more tiny piece of garnish. Take your sanitized scissors out of your pen cup that's behind your bar. And I'm gonna use some fresh rosemary from my lieutenant here, Miss Melanie. This is from her garden she brought for me the other day, so thank you, Miss Melanie. Rosemary's floral anyways. If you add a little fire to it, it's gonna make the floral come out a little better. And you just do that. That's your stir straw, just so you know, but it's not a straw. And your grapefruit. And there we have the Elvis cocktail. There you go, boss.
A little cheersy. A little cheersy-roo.
Cheers.
Oh, it smells delicious. Oh, you've outdone yourself on that one.
Thank you. I think that's a good drink. I think it's going to pair well with the tomato pie because there's some acid in there. and some citrus and some floral notes from the rosemary and the Saint Germain. That's a pretty good drink. The Elvis cocktail. Thank you very much.
All right, what we're gonna start with is about 2.5 cups of flour. Gonna do a teaspoon of sugar, teaspoon of kosher salt. Gonna put the lid on, very important. Gonna mix it just to get that salt and sugar incorporated. Then you wanna do shaved frozen butter. And you're just gonna put a little bit at a time. That keeping it frozen keeps it nice and cold. And you're looking for a dough that looks like it's making little pebbles. And this is about half a pound of butter. And then you want to take ice cold water. And you're going to slowly incorporate. And there you go. You got your dough. And this dough can work for pretty much any kind of savory tart that you want to make.
Savory tart.
You said tart. You just want to mix it, get it back together a little bit. Don't want to overwork it. You want that butter to stay nice and ice cold. Then you want to take a little extra flour, sprinkle over the top. A little more over the top. You can use a rolling pin. You can use a bottle of wine. Just want to roll it out. The wine you get to drink first. Makes it a good old time.
It's definitely more fun to cook when after the wine, post wine.
And you want to just get a little circle. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're going to put it in a pie tin. This one right here is what I like to use. And you kind of just roll like so. You're going to bring it over, roll it back out, kind of lift it in. Like so. Get all your little corners, push it against. Captain.
Yes, sir.
You want to hand me a fork?
Fork.
Fork. Now that we've forked, we can spoon later. And you just want to poke a couple holes. That's going to let that air come through when you're baking it. Just clean up your sides. Then what we like to do is take some tin foil. And you're going to put this tin foil in here. Like so. That's going to keep the sides when you're par baking it. And it also has what we call pie weights. Like
What
so.
are those? What are those?
These are pie weights. They're little ceramic weights.
Oh, yeah.
And they keep them in there. It gets hot.
Pie weights.
And what we're going to do, take this, bake it for about 10 minutes in the oven. Take it out, take the pie weights out, and bake it for another 3 minutes. And when you do that, you get this. While your dough is cooking, you can
Wash your hands.
wash your hands. But what you want to do is get your tomatoes ready. What we've got here is some already going. These are tomatoes that have been soaked, or actually not soaked, been sprinkled with salt, and it's taken out all that liquid. And I'll show you what we do. Nice vine-ripe tomato, already been washed. Gonna cut that little area off. And you just put this out on a tray, like so. And you take your little kosher salt, you sprinkle right on top and give it 10 minutes. Once you have your tomatoes, they're kind of weeping all that delicious juice out, you're going to take just a paper towel, and you're going to just give them a little dab. Get some of that excess water. No one likes a crying tomato.
Or a crying baby.
Or a crying baby. All right, once you got that, you're going to take this tomato shell. You're going to get your cutting board back out. Going to grab a little red onion, about a half a red onion. You're going to slice it super thin. And what we're going to do is layer the tomatoes in a circle. Take some of your red onion, break it apart. It looks like that. Then we do one more layer. So once you get that, that's what it's looking like. You're going to take some of your basil. This is from our friendly farmer Chad, right down the street. And you really just want to rip the leaves. Going to put that on top. So you get a little mixture like that. If you got one leaf that's still a little big, just take it and pull it out. The next mixture we're going to do is the topping that makes the southern tomato pie oh so delicious. You're going to take, this is about 4 cups of cheddar jack, and this is about 1.5 cup of mayo. And we're going to take a little salt and pepper, just a little bit. You don't want to put too much salt because it does have the salt from the tomatoes. And then we're going to take a little bit of everyone's favorite hot sauce. Pour that in. You just want to give it a little mix. And once everything is incorporated, we're going to put it right on top of these tomatoes, onions, and basil. Get that mixture right there. And take a little bit. You want to just spread it out. And then what we got here is a tomato pie. Almost. We're going to take this tomatoes pie, throw it in the oven about 30 minutes, and we'll come right back.
30 minutes later.
Woo! 30 minutes later, we've got a tomato pie. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Buttery, delicious. And what we're going to do is plate one how I would serve it. Nice little plate. And what we got here is some baby romaine. Just going to take a couple leaves. This has already been washed. Put it on the plate. Beautiful. Then we'll take a little slice. Tomato pie.
That'd be an appetizer, entree.
This would be an appetizer. And then I made a little Hendrick's gin.
Neptunia.
Little Neptune vinaigrette.
Neptunia.
We'll go right over the top. So that's a little white balsamic, some olive oil, garlic, Dijon, and some of that delicious gin. Then I would just put that right on top. Delish. What do you think, Captain?
I think it looks good. Go ahead, dig in, boss.
I'm gonna dig in.
I know my drink is good.
I'm going to do it the opposite way because I'm a crust man.
You eat your crust first?
I eat my crust first.
That's weird.
That's what us chefs crazy people do. It's got some saltiness from the tomatoes, creaminess from the cheese and the mayo. You did it. You hit it with this one. That's going to go well.
Like my old grandma from West Virginia used to say, tomato pie. That's good.
That's so good. I'm gonna take another bite.
Get your little, comes with a little salad here. It's like a whole meal, like nutritious and delicious.
Mom would be happy.
I know. Can't believe I'm eating a salad, Mom.
You smacked it with that drink too.
Want to go with that?
I might finish that one today. That's good. Well, from the chef and the captain.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.